Well, it was a great week for Rockwall ISD football as Rockwall comes from behind from 17 down to defeat John Tyler in the final minute of the game on Friday night, and Rockwall-Heath took care of Tyler Lee in dominant fashion on Friday night. So both teams now 1-0 entering the big matchup of the year. Hey everybody, Chris Curtis here for the Rockwall Sportscenter Yellow Jacket and Hawk Update. I'm joined by both my partners in crime for this week. From the Yellow Jackets, Billy Quinton, and from the Hawks, Steve Deere. I'm the moderator, I guess you could say, between these two, keeping them kind of separate.
Yourself in between us here.
Exactly, got to keep them separate. But man, what a great week for Rockwall ISD football. Let's start with the Hawks as they beat Tyler Lee on Friday night in dominant fashion. Steve, what went right on Friday night for the Rockwall-Heath Hawks? They are now 1-0 in district in their first ever 6A district ball game.
Well, it didn't start out dominating. I mean, we started out the game first quarter. We were kind of scratching our head and looking at each other saying, what's going on here? Where's the Hawks that we've seen so far this year? Because Lee came out and really kind of punched them in the mouth, and it looked like their defense had really figured out that Hawk offense. Hawks couldn't generate any offense at all. Lee was moving the ball almost at will the whole first quarter. We were thinking, this is not what we saw coming. But then a couple of things flipped the script, and after the quarter turned to quarter number two, the rest of the game was domination by the Hawks. They got it going on the ground, started ripping off big plays. Defense, as they've done all year, just continued to create turnovers, and that was really in the first half, especially what kept the Hawks in the game and then turned the momentum was the turnovers that the Hawks generated. Troy Mackin in the booth said, hey, maybe they should change their name to the Ball Hawks instead of just the Hawks, because they've just had such a good tendency to create turnovers and had such an emphasis on that so far this year. So that really turned the game in the Hawks' favor, and then the rest of the game, that Hawks defense just completely shut down Lee, and the offense just kept churning out the yards the way they have all year, and turned into a pretty easy win.
From an easy win to a not-so-easy win on the Rockwall side of things. Of course, Rockwall out at Rose Stadium against John Tyler, and man, that game seemed to end about 1 a.m. in the morning for you guys. That's common for you guys out there in Tyler, but talk about Rockwall's big win. A gutsy call by Coach Webb, going for two at the very end of the ball game. That really sealed the deal for Rockwall, including a big defensive stand to end the game.
Yeah, well, first of all, I thought that was good from Steve over there. I caught up on some emails and some text. But no, outstanding ball game. That it went from, we're looking at 0-4 and 0-1 in district in the middle of the third quarter, down by 17, to we might be the greatest team to ever play this game by the end of it with the 59-58 win. You do. It's crazy how it goes up and down. Yes, the two-point conversion, big. It takes some guts to call that, and Coach Webb decided, well, let's be fair, Rockwall had not stopped John Tyler all game. So I think at that point you just start saying, listen, you go into an overtime, you don't like your odds probably with knowing that John Tyler just keeps moving the ball and you're going to have to keep up. John Tyler did stop Rockwall a couple times, although it was rare that Rockwall was stopped. It was that kind of defensive battle. I'm not even sure if we should be allowed to use the word defense when describing this game. But, yeah, so Rockwall said, let's just take it right here. They did. They give the ball back to John Tyler after taking the 1-point lead. And the one time that Rockwall stops them, it's on that final drive. And on fourth down, when that pass fell incomplete, everybody wiped their brow, grabbed their equipment, and let's just get out of Rose Stadium as fast as possible, because they may still score even after the clock goes 0-0. We were worried. So got out of there with a huge win. John Tyler was number 15 in the state. They were ranked there, number 1 in the East Texas ranking. So big win for the Yellow Jackets, and it's amazing how your mindset changes from one thing to another when you went from the third to fourth quarter.
And, of course, we will hear from the coaches later on this week. We'll have a special little segment previewing the I-30 Classic, but I kind of want to get these two guys' opinions as we now look forward to the Heritage I-30 Classic. It's been 1,092 days since these teams last played. Of course, this Friday will mark day 1092. The last time these two teams did play, it went to Rockwall in a 1-point thriller, of course. So we all remember that one back in 2013. Seems like such a long time ago. They have not met since, but now they are district rivals once again, and now they will face off in the Battle of the I-30 Classic. So we'll start over here with Steve.
We're the visiting team.
Visiting team. Steve gets to go first. So no, we established that before we started shooting.
Emails anyway, so
there you go. Do your job over there. But, of course, we start with Heath. The dominant offense that we've seen that has kind of taken shape. Teams can't stop it.
Yeah.
You look over here at Rockwall and you see what they are allowing as far as points on the board. Does Heath feel confident right now going up against Rockwall?
You know, to hear anybody from the north side of I-30 tell it, Heath should just feel privileged to even be on the same field with Rockwall. So I think the guys actually are really kind of shaking in their shoes. They're very intimidated by the Jackets. I think that they're going to try to sneak in and sneak out without it getting completely out of hand. And so, yeah, I think that's it. Now, look.
He had you going.
Look, hey.
Wholeheartedly all the way. Then I guess he's changing it.
You think about, you say dominant offense by Heath. That's not what you think about when you think of Heath. You think of dominant defense, and that's the way it's been the last several years. And they're doing it again this year. They're in the top, I think, 5 or 6 in the area among points allowed so far this year. So they're doing their thing on defense. What's amazing is with this new offense that they've rolled out, they're really rolling on offense also. Yeah, I was looking up the other day, and actually Rockwall is known as being this high-flying offense. Heath has actually scored more points than Rockwall this year with this supposed grounded-out, ground attack offense. And so, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. It's something that they haven't seen yet this year. It's going to be interesting to see what they do to try to stop it.
And we turn over here to the Rockwall side of things. Rockwall has a 21-game winning streak going as far as district play goes. You guys haven't lost since 2013 in district. So now you guys look over here at Rockwall-Heath. They're 3-1. They're 1-0 in district. They pretty much manhandled Tyler Lee, a team that we thought was going to be definitely competing for a playoff spot this year. Right. What do you guys think about Rockwall-Heath?
I think it's basically a lot what Steve said. It's a very unpredictable offense, or at least, well, it's predictable knowing what they're going to do, but it's very hard to decipher who's going to have the ball. So many people could have it. So the Rockwall defense is going to have to be on their toes. They're going to have to contain. They're going to have to stay disciplined. And I'm sure every team says that before they face them. But I'm pretty confident with this defense, with the Rockwall defense. I think yes, John Tyler, they gave up a good amount of yards, but everybody in America would give up yards against John Tyler and that squad. So I think on defense, Rockwall will, I'm not anticipating a shutout. I'll put it to you that way. I think he's going to get their yards and they're going to get their points.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
It's going to be a high-scoring affair.
Right. Cool. So we will say that the shutout is off the table. But I do think that Rockwall's offense, yes, y'all have scored. They have scored more points, but Rockwall's played all top 10 teams in the state for the first 4 games. So that kind of plays into it, and they've still put points on the board. You score 59 against John Tyler, that's pretty good. And I feel like Rockwall looks at it this way, and we've been this way for years. If you keep the other team under 60, we got a shot. We got a shot. And so we kept John Tyler at 58. We win. So we'll see how it goes. It's going to be unbelievable. I think the atmosphere is going to be crazy. And we talked about this before we got on the air. We don't know what to expect, to be honest with you. We really don't. The Heath team, it does worry you. I mean, they look very good. And especially starting from week 1 when, the offense didn't move that much. They played a very good Wiley East team. And then it just explodes. But it's just them knowing the system. And I'm sure that it wasn't really opening it up, in the first game. Everybody's learning it as their first, big game to unveil that offense. So who knows? Coach Webb is known for, going in there and finding a few things here and there that they can do to try to get the advantage. But there's so many scenarios, and every one of them you sit there and going, yeah, I could see that. So I don't know. It's going to be fun. I know it's going to be competitive. I'll say that.
Well, it's almost one of the most unpredictable Rockwall versus Heath games we've had in a very long time, because usually we've had Heath was the dominant team or Rockwall was the up-and-comer, and now you just don't. It's almost a coin flip. You never know who's going to win this ball game, which makes it even more exciting for fans to come out. And, of course, the Heritage I-30 Classic will be this Friday at 7:30. Of course, we'll have a pregame concert, a little country music. Billy and Steve are going to get their country boots on and start dancing out there before the game. So I've already been told they're going to do that. So
I don't call them country boots. I just call them boots, but that's fine.
Country boots. You got to get your two-stepping on now. We'll have a country concert at 6 o'clock, so don't forget to come out there. And Fuddruckers will be catering the event as well, so we'll have food and some music out there. And, of course, the lights come on Friday night at 7:30 between Rockwall and Rockwall-Heath. And, of course, we want to thank Heritage GMC for sponsoring this event. They're going to play a big part in this game. And, of course, you guys have a little wager going on, I think, for the loser of this game.
Well,
so
I do have give me 1 second here.
So he's going to go get his.
I'll vamp real quick.
Okay.
What we're going to do is we're going to combine the booth. We did that in previous Rockwall and Heath games. This will be the first time that Steve and I get to do this. And, so it's going to be Steve and I doing the ball game together, which will be really fun. Pretty much the same styles, don't you think?
We're not going to have to break you guys up, are we? I mean, it's.
You guys are going to have to untap the keg for that weekend. We don't do that in our booth.
Okay,
so,
all right. And we will try to squeeze the ball game in at some point when I'm doing it. But
Fred House is gone for this week. Okay.
We'll see. But anyway, Steve, if you want to talk about the wager that we got.
Well, I just figured that after the Hawks come away away with a victory this Friday night. I thought that Billy would look really good wearing this on next
Old
week's
school Heath.
jacket update. So he'll be wearing the red and black Hawk colors for next week's jacket update. All right?
Right. And
Okay, there you go. You can.
And you didn't bring yours today.
No,
so.
I didn't.
good
I
there.
didn't. Yeah.
Billy's still working on bedazzling his.
Well,
for you, so.
I didn't bring mine because this will be the only time you'll see the Hawk jersey. Because Rockwall, when they come out on top, you'll get to see the Jackets jersey when Steve wears it next week for his update. So I just didn't bring mine because you'll see it next week.
Well, I'm going to make my prediction right now because I think I know who's going to win this ball game.
All right.
I'm going to say both teams are going to be winners in this game.
so weak.
I got to go with both. I'm sorry. So I'm a winner either way. So
Actually, you
By
have
the
to
way,
go with both.
as an Aggie, I will tell you that I am opposed to wearing anything orange. But I'll also say, as an Aggie, our saying is you never lose, you just run out of time. So there will be no losers Friday night. Someone will just run out of time, right?
he brought the Aggie card.
I know.
We're gonna have to turn our heads now, anyways.
But you shut it down. Thanks, everybody.
But anyways, it's www.rockwallisd.com. If you cannot make it out to the game this Friday, but of course we know everybody in town is going to be out there supporting your Rockwall-Heath Hawks or your Rockwall Yellow Jackets. It's going to be a fun atmosphere, guys. Any final thoughts? No punches here.
No,
Any
yeah.
final thoughts? We'll start with the visitors.
Sure, go. keep
Rockwall
going.
Heath.
It's not Friday yet.
Keep
We'll see how it goes in the booth Friday night. There might be some action there, but no, we're cool. You know, we got some time to build this up a little bit more.
All right, Billy, one final thought.
I'm excited. It's going to be fun. It's we haven't had this in a while. I know the coaches, to a point, dread this because, let's be honest, it's a district game that means the same amount as all the other district games. But for
Just
us,
a little bit more.
but for us around here, it's really fun. You get some bragging rights. I thought the bet was going to be that we would have their chauffeurs drive for Rockwall, but we decided to go against that and just do the jersey thing, which is fine. But I think it'll be a very, very, very electric atmosphere there, and we'll have our country boots on, I think is what you said. And so it gets crazy after that. If you're putting country boots on, I mean,
Might
it's
as well
going.
get ready, right?
Yeah,
There
might
you
as well
go.
get ready. Yeah, so it'll be good.
Absolutely, and you can join these guys at www.rockwallisd.com. It's been 1,092 days since these two teams played on the football field. That will all come to an end this Friday. We'll see you at Wilkerson Sanders Memorial Stadium. Have a great week, everybody, and don't forget, go Heath Hawks, and Jacket Fight never dies. See you later.
Boy in the shotgun, snap back, he looks to run again, got some running room, gets outside across the 5, and into the end zone, touchdown Hawks.
From Reed, and he's going to go deep to the left side looking for Galloway. It is caught! Touchdown Rockwall!
Henderson in the backfield with Hoy, snap back, hold Roy's right, he's got nowhere to go, he's going to go down, and the Jackets will win this football game. They were all in the backfield immediately. Hoy had no chance. He goes down, a loss, and the Jackets will take over with 28 seconds, and they'll take a knee, and that'll be it.